Have you ever wondered what it takes to live a truly fulfilling and independent life in your later years? Meet Grandal, an inspiring 80-year-old who defies the conventional beliefs about aging. In this video, you'll discover her unique life philosophy, the secrets to her vibrant health, and how she finds happiness and freedom living on her own. Stay with us until the end to uncover Grandal's 3 essential tips for maintaining your independence and joy as you age. Her story might just change the way you view aging and inspire you to live life on your terms. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. In the eyes of the secular world, reaching the age of 80 is often seen as a significant milestone, a watershed moment in life. Many people believe that once this threshold is crossed, an individual's ability to care for themselves diminishes substantially, and they must rely on others to manage daily life. This perspective suggests that the elderly are no longer capable of living independently and must depend on family members or caregivers for support. However, Grandal, a wise elder who has reached her 80s, firmly challenges this notion with her unique and empowering life philosophy. Grandal passionately tells us that age is merely a number and should not define a person's capacity for independence. Despite her advanced years, she chooses to live alone, embracing a lifestyle that many might find unconventional for someone her age. She revels in the peace and freedom that come with living by herself, a decision that her children respect, even though they frequently invite her to move in with them. Her children, hopeful that she would join them to enjoy the warmth and joy of family life, extend these invitations with love and concern. Yet, Grandal politely declines each offer with a gentle smile. She often laughs and says, "I'm doing quite well on my own. There's no need to trouble the children. Living alone in my old age is the happiest and most stable choice for me. No other way of aging compares to this freedom and independence." Her words reflect a deep-seated belief that a fulfilling old age does not have to rely on the presence of children or family members, but can be governed by one's own choices and desires. Grandal's perspective is a powerful reminder that happiness and contentment in old age are not contingent upon living with one's children. Instead, they are derived from maintaining autonomy and making decisions that align with personal preferences. Her life stands as a testament to the idea that aging gracefully and independently is not only possible but also immensely rewarding. Through her example, Grandal encourages us to rethink conventional beliefs about aging and to recognize that true fulfillment comes from living life on one's terms, regardless of age. She cherishes the serenity that comes with living alone, embracing each day at her rhythm without having to conform to others' habits and expectations. This steadfastness is not just a testament to her self-reliance, but also a defense of her life's dignity. She has vowed to maintain this independent lifestyle until her last breath because in her eyes, having control over her own life is the greatest source of happiness and fulfillment. Grandal proudly declares, "Look at me. I'm 80 years old. My hearing is as sharp as it was in my youth. My eyes are still bright, and I walk with a spring in my step. If I didn't say it myself, people would think I was just over 60. I'm full of energy, since my husband passed away 10 years ago. My children have been more worried than ever. They constantly try to persuade me to live with them, fearing that I might have an accident or fall ill without anyone around to help. But I made up my mind to live on my own. I appreciate their concern, but I have no intention of rotating between their homes in my old age." Why do I choose this path? Firstly, I love my freedom and enjoy living according to my wishes. I don't want to be constrained by the routines and habits of my children in their homes. There are places where I would feel restricted, where I can't move or touch things freely. And I can't stand that kind of limitation. Furthermore, I don't want to become a burden to my children. They have their own lives to lead, and my presence, even if they don't say it, would inevitably disrupt their peaceful existence, especially for their spouses, who might not be thrilled about having an elderly person in the house. Grandal continues, I find joy and satisfaction in my independence. It's not just about living alone, it's about living with dignity, making my own decisions, and maintaining my own space. I've built a life that suits me perfectly, filled with activities that keep me engaged and happy. I garden. I read, I take long walks, and I have a close-knit group of friends who I see regularly. This is the life I want, one where I can thrive on my terms. My children visit often and we enjoy our time together. But at the end of the day, I return to my sanctuary, my home, where I am free to be myself completely. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. She concludes with a smile, so I will continue to live independently, savoring every moment of my autonomy. This is my choice, my life, and I couldn't be happier. I completely understand where you're coming from. I often compare maintaining a bit of distance with children to handling a bowl of soup. If the bowl is held too close, it burns the mouth. If held too far away, it cools the heart. The same principle applies to living with others, especially when there are different habits, routines, and perspectives involved. These differences can lead to friction that disrupts the harmony of a shared living space, something I am very keen to avoid. After much thought and reflection, I have concluded that living alone is the most comfortable and suitable option for me. The idea of moving to a nursing home is simply out of the question for me. The myriad of rules and regulations imposed in such facilities are at odds with my preference for living freely and independently. Similarly, hiring a caretaker is not a practical solution due to the exorbitant costs involved. I need to conserve my pension for my own needs, and it's just not feasible for me to divert those funds to an external caregiver. Moreover, my children already have their responsibilities and pressures in their lives. I cannot, in good conscience, add to their burdens by relying on them for support. Therefore, I have decided to depend on myself as I navigate the later stages of my life. As long as my health remains robust and I am capable of managing my care, I am content to stay in my cozy little home until the end of my days. Living life on my terms brings me the greatest sense of comfort and fulfillment. To ensure that I maintain my health and vitality, I have invested significant effort and time into researching best practices for longevity. I have also teamed up with like-minded friends to visit renowned longevity villages, where I have observed the lifestyles of centenarians firsthand. By integrating their wisdom and practices into my routine, I am taking a proactive approach to ensure that I can continue to enjoy my independence and the comfort of living alone for as long as possible. What I discovered was nothing short of extraordinary. These elderly individuals, despite their advanced age, exhibit a truly remarkable and inspiring characteristic: they are perpetually active. Whether toiling diligently in the fields or meticulously maintaining their homes, they are always engaged in some form of activity. They firmly reject the notion that their age entitles them to be waited on by others. Instead, they embrace a steadfast belief in managing as much as they can independently. This unwavering spirit of self-reliance and independence is deeply admirable and serves as a powerful source of inspiration. As I observed these vibrant and long-lived elders more closely, it became clear that each one embodies a unique blend of determination, cheerfulness, and optimism. Even those who may not have substantial wealth find ways to infuse each day with meaning and joy. Their secrets to achieving such longevity appear remarkably straightforward. They prioritize nourishing their bodies with healthy food, ensure they get ample rest, and maintain an upbeat outlook on life. Identifying these common traits among them has provided me with a clearer and more profound understanding of how I wish to approach my own life moving forward. Not only do I exercise every day, but I also frequently embark on trips with groups. These journeys often involve challenging terrains and steep inclines. Each time I find myself confronted with such obstacles, even when others offer their assistance, I firmly insist on handling the situation on my own. I believe that accepting help might lead to a gradual decline in my independence and discipline. I hold myself to strict standards, driving myself to maintain a disciplined lifestyle. My commitment is to stay healthy and remain active well into my later years. Grandma shares her perspective: my health is robust, and I maintain an optimistic outlook on life. My happiness index remains high as I age, and living alone has not detracted from my quality of life. The key to my contentment while living alone for the past 2 decades boils down to 3 essential principles. Firstly, as people grow older, it is important to prioritize one's own needs and well-being. Since my children have their own lives and responsibilities, I believe it is crucial not to become a burden to them. When my husband was still with me, our combined pensions ranged between 7,000 to 8,000 yuan each month. He was adept at managing our finances and household affairs, ensuring everything was in perfect order. Despite our comfortable lifestyle, we were able to generously support our son and daughter-in-law with 2,000 yuan every month, without compromising our quality of life. She continues, when my son and daughter-in-law got married, they purchased a large home exceeding 100 square meters, with a monthly mortgage exceeding 6,000 yuan. Even though their monthly income surpassed 10,000 yuan, they faced considerable financial strain due to the expenses of raising a child and managing various living costs. Understanding their predicament, my husband and I chose to offer them 2,000 yuan each month to alleviate their financial burden. This support was given voluntarily, driven by our empathy for their situation and our desire to help ease their challenges. Not only do I commit to daily exercise, but I also frequently embark on group trips, which often involve challenging terrain and steep inclines. Whenever I encounter these tough situations, even if others offer to assist me, I firmly insist on handling them myself. I believe that accepting help would lead me to become complacent, and I want to avoid falling into that trap. I adhere strictly to a disciplined lifestyle because I know that relaxing these standards might lead to a gradual decline in my abilities. My primary goal is to stay healthy and to enjoy a fulfilling life well into old age. Grandma shares her perspective. I'm in good health and maintain an optimistic outlook on life. My happiness in old age remains high, and living alone hasn't compromised the quality of my life. The key to my successful and happy solo living for the past 20 years boils down to 3 main factors. First, as we age, it's crucial to prioritize one's own needs to some extent. Our children have their own lives and blessings, hence, it's important not to become a burden to them. When my husband was alive, our combined pensions ranged from 7,000 to 8,000 yuan per month. He was exceptionally adept at managing our finances and keeping everything in perfect order. Even with maintaining a good quality of life for ourselves, we were able to comfortably provide our son and daughter-in-law with 2,000 yuan each month. When my son and daughter-in-law got married, they made the significant decision to purchase a large house that spanned over 100 square meters. This new home came with a substantial financial commitment, including a monthly mortgage payment that exceeded 6,000 yuan. Although the young couple's combined monthly income was more than 10,000 yuan, they were still under considerable financial strain. This pressure stemmed not only from the hefty mortgage, but also from the expenses associated with raising a child and managing a variety of household costs. Given these financial challenges, my husband was deeply moved by their situation. He understood the sacrifices and stresses they were enduring, so he took it upon himself to offer regular support. Each month, he voluntarily provided them with 2,000 yuan to help alleviate some of their financial burdens, which made a significant difference in their ability to manage their expenses. Reflecting on her situation, Grandma shares her insights. I consider myself fortunate to be in good health, and I maintain an optimistic outlook on life. Despite living alone, my happiness remains exceptionally high, and my quality of life has not diminished over the years. The reason I have been able to live alone so contentedly for the past 20 years boils down to 3 key principles that I adhere to. First and foremost, as we age, it's essential to prioritize ourselves to a certain extent. Our children have their own lives and blessings to manage, and it's crucial not to become a burden to them. When my husband was alive, our combined pensions ranged from 7,000 to 8,000 yuan per month. He was incredibly adept at managing our finances and ensuring that our home was in impeccable condition. Despite this careful and efficient management of our resources, we were still able to provide meaningful support to our son and daughter-in-law. Each month, we contributed 2,000 yuan to their finances, which was a significant help to them. This support was given without compromising our standard of living, demonstrating that it is possible to balance our own needs with assisting our loved ones. This approach allowed us to maintain a harmonious and fulfilling life while also contributing to the well-being of our family. It was important to us to help our children without overstepping or imposing. This balance of generosity and self-care has been fundamental to my contentment and independence in my later years. By managing our resources wisely and maintaining a clear sense of our own needs, we were able to support our family effectively while still enjoying a high quality of life ourselves. After my husband passed away, I had to have a candid conversation with my son and daughter-in-law. I explained to them that with his absence, our household income had decreased significantly, and I could no longer afford to continue providing them with the 2,000 yuan each month as I had previously done. They were very understanding of my situation. They reassured me that they no longer required my financial support and encouraged me to focus on living my life well. They told me to reach out to them if I encountered any difficulties, but assured me that they would manage on their own. From that point forward, I ceased giving them any further financial assistance. In my view, it was appropriate to help them while I had the means, but once my circumstances changed, I could not continue to pretend that I was still in a position to give generously. Doing so would only serve to harm both myself and them. As an elderly person, I believe that if I cannot directly support my children, then the best course of action is to avoid adding to their burdens. Continuing to give my son 2,000 yuan a month would inevitably impact my living standards. My finances are finite, and if I were to keep providing such support, I would have to cut back on my expenses, which could affect my nutrition and overall health. I reasoned that if my health were to deteriorate as a result of financial strain, it would ultimately hinder my son's ability to work and take care of me effectively, which would be detrimental to both of us. Therefore, I am resolute in my belief that the right choice for elderly individuals is to prioritize their well-being and avoid becoming a financial burden on their children. After carefully considering my situation, I decided to divide my 4,500 yuan pension into 3 distinct portions, one allocated for daily food and essential expenses, another for various living costs, and the third for savings. This thoughtful arrangement allows me to live comfortably and maintain peace of mind. It also ensures that my children do not need to worry about my financial situation, knowing that I am capable of managing my own life effectively. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. I firmly believe that both the young and the elderly should maintain a clear sense of boundaries and embrace a touch of self-care. For elderly individuals, failing to prioritize their own needs can lead to a life of discomfort and distress. Seniors need to maintain some degree of selfishness to preserve their well-being. Additionally, it's important not to interfere excessively in the lives of one's children. This principle extends beyond mere financial support. Even if children are thriving and managing well on their own, it's crucial to avoid over-involvement in their personal affairs. This approach fosters healthy relationships where boundaries are respected. Similarly, children should approach their aging parents with a balanced mindset. While it is important to offer support, it should be tempered with respect for their autonomy and independence. Being overly controlling, or conversely neglectful, can disrupt this delicate balance. Furthermore, maintaining a cheerful and optimistic attitude is vital. Embracing a healthy lifestyle and not setting excessively high demands on oneself are key factors in ensuring a comfortable and peaceful old age. If the body cannot always meet one's expectations, it is important to be flexible and accepting of these changes. The foundation of a fulfilling later life rests on good physical health and a positive mental state. It's crucial to understand that happiness and health are deeply interconnected and should not be left to the final stages of life to realize. By fostering a balanced approach to self-care, independence, and support, one can achieve a harmonious and satisfying experience in their later years. Thank you for joining us on this inspiring journey with Grandal. Her story challenges conventional views on aging and independence, showing that a fulfilling and joyful old age is indeed within reach. Her insights on self-reliance, maintaining boundaries with loved ones, and continuously pursuing new interests offer valuable lessons for us all. We'd love to hear from you. What have you learned from Grandal's perspective on aging and independence? Please share one key takeaway or something you plan to practice in your own life in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspiring content. Your support helps us continue to bring you valuable insights and stories. Thank you for watching.